Welcome to the Krista Escamilla Show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Krista Escamilla Show. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. I'm so excited because we get to talk about a really important leadership program for our youth in our area. But before we do that, first I want to just say, hey, thanks for being here, and thank our sponsors as well, because without them and without you, and without our guests, we have no show. So a huge thank you to Rig ID Workwear, Midland Cap Company, Omni Midland Hotel, Thin FR, the Laughlin Hotel, the Preserve at Midland, and joincapclub.com. I appreciate you supporting those local businesses, but if you can't support those, support any local businesses, because when you do that, you are supporting someone's family and someone's dream. So thank you for doing that. Speaking of someone that is supporting our community, I'd love to introduce you to today's guest. I can't wait to hear his story and share it with you. Joining us today is Brad Connel, and he's with Scouting America, the Buffalo Trail Council. Brad, thank you so much for being with us today.
Hey, thanks, Krista. It's been a long time. I've been wanting to do this for a couple of years now, and glad to be on the show.
I'm so glad you're here, and I can't wait to hear your story. I think let's just start a little bit with you personally, and then we'll jump into scouting and just the changes over the years and why you're so excited about it. But first, how did you get to beautiful old West Texas?
You bet. Well, I'm a product of Central West Texas. I grew up in Blackwell, Texas, Oak Creek Lake, which most people know out here. My dad was a school superintendent, so I grew up in the school business, and he told me never to get in the school business, so I didn't. I got in a nonprofit world. I don't know if that's any better, but anyway, just doing good for kids.
Yes, I was going to say both serve others, so you can't go wrong with either one.
Service to others, that's important. So, but I ended up out here, went to college at Angelo State, came out here to help my brother for a couple of years, and my mom said, "Are you going to use your degree, or are you going to work for your brother?" And so I finally went into financial planning and investments, which Al knows a lot about that. I know that may be back when I met Al a long time ago. Did everything backwards in life. I think that's something you do usually when you're older and know a lot of people, and moved out to Midland, didn't know anybody, and tried to invest their money and sell them insurance. And so anyway, did that for a little bit. Guy ran across a guy in the street, and we were going into a restaurant, and he was a talker like I am, and he said something about he worked for the Scouts. I said, I didn't really know anybody worked for the Scouts,
You thought it was all volunteers, right?
Yeah, I thought it was all volunteers, yeah. Next thing I know, he's got me volunteering for the Lions Club. He didn't hit me on the scouting thing right off the bat, and he got me in the Lions Club, and then next thing I know, next year I'm leaving the full commission business to be a professional Boy Scout.
What was it that you loved about it that made you want to switch from a life of finance to scouting?
Well, the steady paycheck was one great thing, and I was about to get married to my wife, and she said, "This full commission deal's for the birds." I said, "Yeah, yeah. It's good when it's good, but it's bad when it's bad." So anyway, I love scouting, and I saw what it did for a lot of people when I was growing up, and I had so many years off of it, and I really hadn't thought about it in a long time. And so just seeing what it does for others, and I went in and saw it on the volunteer side for a little bit, and I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. And I moved up in the company from what they call a district executive all the way to the field director to the number 2 person here in the council in 7 years. And I actually ran the council when there was a vacancy at Scout Executive, which is the CEO position, and I just did that again for 16 months here, and just wrapped that up May 1st. So I think I aged 10 years this year.
What's your role now? What is your title?
So I'm an assistant Scout Executive. I came back almost about 16 and a half years later to the same job, field director, from the oil field for 16 years, and then I did scouting with my kids, and they tried to get me to volunteer for the council and be on the board and all that, and I said, no, I'm going to do my kids. I know about the professional scouting, and so I did the oil field and did my own kids scouting, and that's kind of how I ended up back. They asked me if I would come back, and after a few bumps with $0 oil and things like that, I was like, I need a break. And
Good.
So they recruited me. Yeah, August 22nd. August of 2022 is when I came back. So I've been here a little over 3 years now, almost 4.
I know that Scouting has gone through some changes through the years. There's a new name. It's now called Scouting America, which was previously Boy Scouts of America. And so tell us, what is the mission? What is the goal? Tell us about the changes, why it's important for our community.
You bet, you bet. And there's a lot of probably education that people don't know about how Scouting works and how it's set up. So Scouting America is a new thing. They want to make sure that kids know that every kid is welcome to Scouting, and so they did a doing business as we'll always be the Boy Scouts of America, and then our entity is Buffalo Trail Boy Scouts of America Inc. Of course, we file our own tax return and everything, but so Scouting America is kind of a branding thing.
Okay.
Let every kid know that they're welcome in Scouting. As you know, it's probably been 10 years almost now. They said, well, they let girls in Boy Scouts. What is this, you know? So, when they let girls in Scouts, there were already girls since I think the 70s and 80s. We have a deal called Exploring, which is like internships or Explorer posts, and so there were always co-ed. It was co-ed since 1970s.
Okay, so that's probably a myth that you'd like to clear up today.
Yeah, and venturing was the same way. It was co-ed since the 80s or 90s when it started. So we've always had young ladies in Scouting. We just hadn't had them in Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. So thus the Scouts BSA, when they did that, where you could have a boy troop or a girl troop, keep them separate. When they get to 10 and a half or 11, you don't really want them in the same group. It's a lot of, I always tell my wife, the girls are so much smarter and stronger and everything than the boys at 10 and a half, 11 years old. You can't have them together. And she said, well, we're always smarter.
No matter what age, she said.
No matter what age. So, but, so Cub Scouts, we'll talk more about the age groups and more specifics, but how a council is set up, there's a national charter. The national organization is chartered at Congress as the Boy Scouts of America, always will be, doing business as Scouting America. And then we have a charter under them as a council. And then we are the Buffalo Trail Council, which now we're Scouting America Buffalo Trail Council.
Okay.
Doing business that way. That's our doing business name. But we still file our tax returns, Boy Scouts from Buffalo Trail Council, Boy Scouts of America. Okay. So we'll always be Boy Scouts of America. It's a branding.
It's just
a
real
marketing
rebranding.
Thing. Rebranding to let everybody know that they're welcome. So we charter under them, and then we have organizations like churches, service groups, businesses, and people like that that'll want to start a scout group, and they choose, hey, do we want to do the old traditional Cub Scout pack with boys, or do we want to have one that has a family pack or one with just girls? They can make that choice, and or do we want to do a boy troop or a girl troop, which are separated. And so they make a lot of the decisions. Our board's made up of those charter partners from those organizations and community leaders. So our whole organization is ran by those charter partners, community leaders. This is our council as a community, not the national council. We're a separate entity,
right?
And that's why we have to raise 100% of our funds, and 100% of them stay here.
Right.
It's kind of like a franchise almost.
Right.
You're
in charge of youth. They're not giving you funds. Right. They're not.
If we are destroying their program and changing it up, they're going to come after us on that, or they're going to come after us to try to help us if we're financially insolvent.
Right.
There's a lot of councils merging, and we're hoping not ever to be one of those.
Right. Well, now, I feel like we have a pretty supportive community, and
we do.
Hopefully, they're supporting you in that as well.
Right. So. And it's been tough with just me here. I've been the only employee other than 2 office staff and a camp ranger for 16 months or more.
Oh, wow.
So I just hired some part-time people to help me just recently. So I'm
Great.
feeling a little the pressure coming off, and we got 7 new board members, and so we're getting where we need to be. We just got to get the word out there that, hey, we're okay. We're still giving kids the same program we have for 102 years here in Midland.
Let's talk about the program, because I would love to hear, because I know it builds character. I know it's about leadership. Right. I know it really is about the whole child, getting them prepared. And I can't wait to share the number of Eagle Scouts that y'all developed last year.
Right.
So let's talk about the program, and then we'll get into Eagle Scouts.
So we've been here since 1924, and I think November 1st is our actual birthday.
Hey, that's my daughter's birthday.
Oh, really?
It's a great day. It's a great day.
So Cub Scouting used to be 2nd grade up to 5th. Well, now they went all the way back, to get more volume of kids.
Okay.
It's kindergarten through 5th grade, okay?
Great.
So that's Cub Scouts. As they get older, they get up in there where they want to try to get them ready for the scout troop. So it's more of a family type deal.
Okay.
All the little sisters were coming to Cub Scouts the last 20, 30 years anyway. They were coming with mom, and they were dragging them in with them, and they did the same thing as their brothers were doing.
Yeah.
So it made sense just to have a family pack, a family experience.
I love that.
And then get everybody used to scouting, and then they get up into the 5th to 6th grade when they start checking out troops. They move into a troop in the fall of their 6th grade year, and that's when they go camping, once a week. Once a week. That'd be great.
Yeah,
We could do that.
be.
I wish I could go camping.
I was going to say, there's a lot of campers out there going,
Yeah.
I would go camping
Man,
once a
this
week.
is great. I'm going. So once a month they try to do a camp out.
Okay.
And then in the summer they have their week-long summer camp. And they don't meet a whole lot during the summer, but it's mainly a spring and fall program.
So
And
during the school year, it might
Yeah.
be something they meet after school one day a week? Or
Yeah, like our troop met on Sundays because everybody'd be out of town. They'd come back Sunday
Okay.
evening and meet mid-afternoon.
Perfect.
So they usually meet about once a week during the school year,
Mm-hmm.
and then they the older groups, in the scout troop from age 11 to 17, they try to go camping once a month. And we did some great trips. When you get into an older group, there's a group called Venturing. We did a venturing crew where the older kids, 14 and up, could do some trips on their own a couple
Yeah.
times a year and leave the baby scouts home,
Yes.
and so the 11 to 13-year-olds were like, man, y'all are going skiing, y'all are going whitewater rafting, y'all are going to live on a boat for a week in the Florida Keys at Sea
Wow.
Base and film on horses, or down to our ranch. We have a 9,000-acre ranch down here, and we've got horses down there. But so
What a
that's the
great
venturing program.
opportunity
Yeah,
to
and
travel.
it goes 14 through age 20.
Wow.
And then exploring is our last program. Well, they have Sea Scouts too. We don't have that here. We have before. We just had a Colorado City lake camp at that time. So
Yeah.
so that teaches them a little bit about boating and boating safety. So I could see a Sea Scout thing happening here again probably. And then the exploring is what I'm really excited about. They're kind of like internships.
Okay.
And so we get all these kids together that are interested in say medical. So we have a medical explore post at the hospital here, Midland Memorial Hospital. We got it restarted right when I got back, and there's 120 something kids in it, and they make rounds every other Sunday, and they
Wow.
learn every aspect of the medical field in the hospital, business office, pharmacy, taking blood. And it's a
Wow.
hands-on deal, and since we have special insurance where we can do these things, we can do it on hands. And I'm working with the CTE programs and the colleges, and they love the fact that we can get these kids at freshman and sophomore and teach them about these careers, and then it rolls them into where, hey, we're taking this class when we're a junior, instead of them getting to be a junior and saying, all right, I'm going to try this out. And then they hate it when they get in the class.
Right.
Well, we can give them on-hands experience as freshmen and sophomores before they roll into the dual credit classes and stuff.
That's
So,
incredible, because that really is teaching them
Yeah.
what is possible after school, and they're getting to see it at a younger age.
Right.
I think that is fantastic. And then let's talk about some of the scenarios where you've just seen such growth in some of the leaders that because you're raising future leaders.
Right. And I guess before we get too far, I'll say the mission of scouting real quick. This will tie some things together for you. This may have been better ending, but so our mission in scouting is to teach kids to make good ethical and moral decisions over their lifetime by instilling in them the values of the Scout Oath and the Scout Law.
Wow. I love
So
it.
the Scout Oath, on my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
I love it.
Scout Law, Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. I mean, you hear that and you're like, man, I may get passionate here in a minute. So
Yeah.
Kids even living with that being instilled into them for just a couple of years. And maybe they get too busy with sports and they quit, but at least they've had a piece of that.
Yes.
We're starting our after school programs back right now because we said it's so hard to reach kids in the elementary ages because they're playing every sport, and back when there was one sport every season when we grew up, that's all you did. You did basketball
Right.
this season. Now there's clubs and they go year round. It's really hurt programs like ours. Sports was great. I did 5 sports growing up.
Yeah.
And I loved every minute of it. And it teaches you great things, but
It does.
this deal, in the Boy Scout age, 11 through 17, the Scout troop age, the merit badges we teach, architecture, engineering, emergency preparedness, finance, all the things. It's just life skills we're teaching them. So we're building character in youth. We're teaching them to be leaders in the 11 through 17-year-old program. It's kids, youth-led program, and that's how they learn to lead. Yeah. They may fail, but hey, they're going to learn from that.
That's how you learn. If you don't try, you don't know, and that's how we learn is from our failures.
I've seen them out cooking food on a camp out, and they fail sometimes doing that. And luckily, the Scoutmasters have a plan and have some food in the background when it's a new young group.
That's smart.
But yeah, it's we're just building leaders. We're building good citizens for our community and our future.
I love that, and I'm going to ask you afterwards what the honor. The Scouts honor means to you. But first we do a quote of the day. I don't know if you've seen the show. I want to mix these up a little bit for you. You're going to reach in and you're going to read it and then tell me what that means to you. We're sitting here today in Midland, Texas with Brad Connel. He's with Scouting America and the Buffalo Trail Council. What'd you get, Brad?
All right. I got creative. Ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. Lou Holtz.
Ooh, what does that mean to you? Especially as an athlete. If you played five sports, you know Lou well.
You have to have the motivation. You have to have motivation in anything you do, or you're not going to do it well, for one thing. Man, that's you're capable of doing more than you think you are. Everybody is. We all have that inside of us, and we just have to, bring that out. Yes. And once you get motivated, it's like losing weight or doing anything. Until you get motivated, something happens. Well, then but your attitude. Oh, I see attitudes. Oh, there's some attitudes out there. I just want to shake people sometimes. But your attitude's everything. I mean, it just brings out you and the true you. And so sometimes people are hidden behind things that are happening to them because they have a bad attitude about it, and it's not really the real them that we're seeing.
Right, That's so true. That is so true. Well, I love that you got that card. Do you have a favorite quote that you live by?
Oh gosh, man, I really don't have one that I hold near. I'm a Christian, and I go to Stonegate Fellowship, and I serve second and third grade youth, the boys group there, and have done that with my son probably for 10 years almost. And I think just trying to live a good, clean life and following the scripture and the Bible, and trying to keep blinders on and focused.
I love that.
On the good things.
Let's talk about the Scouts honor. When you hear someone say that, you told me you got emotional and it makes you a little teary-eyed. What is it about that really gets to your heart and is really why you do what you do?
I've seen kids that were in scouting and they're not in scouting, and I've seen them where they're best friends, and I see them doing things, and I don't know if some of the scouting stuff doesn't just rub off on some of their friends, and they get some of that from them. But if I was out on Survivor and I had to pick a few people to be on my team, if I knew this kid was an Eagle Scout or a Life Scout or was a Scout and this one wasn't, and they were both about the same athletic, I'm picking this guy all day long. Yeah. I just think they learn to finish things. They learn to plan better, and just makes them into real adults, good adults. And it I don't know, they have better time in school, I think. I think it really helps them. And of course,
it's so more well-rounded. They're learning so many life skills, as you mentioned earlier.
And the patriotism, and the citizenship. I mean, that's the thing that just, I had to interview my son and 3 other Eagle Scouts that I saw from first grade all the way through 12th grade. I've been on many trips with them. And I think I played that interview. Were you at Jay's deal that day? That was the interview that played on the screen, or one of them. I don't know if you were. That was the one that I did. That was when I did it live before I did that one. That one was on an online interview, but I'd already did that interview with them, and they didn't know what questions I was going to ask. And man, that was a tough deal. It's tough watching and tough talking about it when you watch it. But to see young people grow up and become young men and young women that have good character, and care for their country and care for their elders and are respectful to people, Now, there's some people we don't want to be respectful to, and hey, we all have those people in our lives, but, that turn the other cheeks there for a reason. You just got to sometimes walk away from things and go another route.
Always do the right thing. I think
Right.
that's what I love about scouting is
Yeah.
that you just learn to do the right thing. Let's talk about the Eagle Scouts. When I tell you the number of scouts, actually right now, wherever you're at, if you're driving, if you're walking, if you're sitting at your table, I'm going to ask you this question. How many Eagle Scouts do you think they graduated last year here locally? Okay, whatever that number it is, shout it out at me. And if you said 19, you are correct. 19
19.
Eagle Scouts?
That's pretty impressive, especially
is
since
impressive.
we only have couple of hundred scouts and troops right now. We have 18 counties, and we went from 96 units to 32 during COVID.
Wow.
It's because they recharter every year with their charter organizations, and so people weren't meeting for about a year and a half. They didn't know what was going on. People were lost, and we had some that were diehards that got on Zoom and met and did, wore masks outdoors, building campfires 10 feet apart. I'm like, whatever it takes. But everybody was so unsure of everything.
Right.
And from the numbers that we went down to, from 3,000 kids in 18 counties to, 600 or 700, in Cub Scouts and all the age groups. We're hoping to get back up to 3,000 pretty soon. It may take us a few years to do it, but people just have to know that we're okay. I mean, they've heard so many things on social media, and I don't even like listening to things on social media anymore, but we're okay. It's okay for your kid to be into scouting. I had a young lady from a large company here in town. I won't say the name. I know we can't say names. So, and she said,
I didn't say it. You can say whatever names you want.
Well, she was from Permian Resources, a good group of people. And she said, my husband's an Eagle Scout. And of course, my ears perked up.
You were like,
hey, come on, I
yay!
need volunteers.
Yes.
She said, we were talking about scouting. She said, is scouting still here, okay to be in?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay to be in? And I'm like, yes, it's okay to be in. And she said, what age and all this. And so then I had somebody that moved in from California to St. Stephen's Church, and they said, asked somebody at church, said, do y'all have a scout troop? No, I don't think scouting's around here anymore.
And that's why we're doing this today, clear up misconceptions, right? So what are the top 3 things you want everyone to leave this interview with about Scouting America?
So I think the main thing is we're still giving them the same program that we always did, and building character and doing all the things that we talked about. Still the same program. That would be the first thing. Second thing is we need your support, whether it be through Friends of Scouting, where we do our donations, or our events that we have, like our clay shoot that's coming up, or our DCD dinners,
let's shout that out in a minute.
Lifetime Achievement Award dinner, where we did Jay Hendricks this spring.
Yes.
We honor people in our community in the spring and the fall. We do our clay shoot. Friends of Scouting is just a card giving campaign, kind of like the United Way campaign or something that we do.
And number 3?
Number 3 would be we need volunteers and board members, and volunteers in every aspect. You can start a unit even if you don't like the units that you go visit at beascout.org. You can go on there and you can call us and start your own unit with your church or whatever, a group of kids that are all in the same grade. Start a pack. That's what a lady did the other day. She started a pack at Hillender that had all kindergartners, and now they're all 5th graders, and they stayed in there all together.
I love it.
Through.
I think that's fantastic. What is the number 1 takeaway that you think the kids, because you've graduated many, 19, congratulations, by the way, to those 19. I happen to know one of the families there personally, and I think it's just amazing when you get an Eagle Scout award. But what is the thing that you think those young men and women are taking away from it, that you hear back years later, that you go, oh, this helped me here, this helped me here?
Yeah, I think they don't realize it when they're getting out. I think their parents kind of push them into the scouting thing. They don't want to wear a uniform, they don't want to do this, and I think when they get out, they think, okay, hey, man, I learned that. Where did I learn that from? Oh, I learned that in scouting. I use more stuff from scouting that I do, probably from schooling that I had, you know, in all my years of schooling. I mean, of course, reading, math, and all that, I'm sure we use that every day, but there's just, kid was changing a tire that day and said, well, my dad didn't teach this. I learned this in scouting on a scout trip.
Love it. Great example.
I mean, but there's all kinds of things like that. And the Eagle Scout thing, if you do reach that plateau, you don't know how important that is until you do it. If you're in an interview, I was in an interview and I should have went 7 rounds and it went 3, and I got it because I was an Eagle Scout.
There, I was gonna say, it helps on the resume.
The guy interviewing me was an Eagle Scout. It's kind of like they always say the A&M degree is the best one to have. Right, gig but yeah, Eagle Scout. I think they just don't realize how important it's going to be till they grow up, and the parents want them to be in something that's patriotic and something that's good for them. Take an hour and a half a week during the school year in the spring and summer, and send them off to camp for a week and let them experience scouting. I mean, it's going to change their lives, and it'll change the parents' lives too.
How can people follow you? How can they sign up? How can they find out? And tell us about the upcoming clay shoot.
Okay, so you can find us at our website's under maintenance right now. We're changing websites.
So when this goes out, it's probably up by then. So give it a shot. If not, find them on Facebook.
BuffaloTrailBSA.org, BuffaloTrailBSA.org. And we're on Facebook, Buffalo Trail Council, and then Buffalo Trail Scout Ranch is also on there, our 9,000-acre ranch in the Davis Mountains. BeAScout.org, put your zip code in, find the unit near you.
Okay, and support them. If you are looking for a way to get involved in your community, to volunteer, to financially support, whatever it may be, and you are a former Boy Scout, we encourage you to reach out to Brad, get involved, and help these future leaders, gain the skills that you did, because that's what it's about, really, is leading that next generation that's going to lead us and take care of us when we're old, right, Brad?
That's right. We need scouting. We need scouting more than we ever have in our whole history.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Well, thank you for sharing this with us today. Before we go, we always do like a little fire round of I ask you your favorite things, because I love to shout out local places. And you've been here a long time, right?
Yeah.
How many years you going on?
Let me see. I came out here in '94.
Okay, so you got me by a few years. I was 98.
Yeah.
But such a great place to live. So we love to shout out local. Let's start with favorite restaurant.
Every Friday night, Gerardo's Casita.
Yes.
And I didn't say that properly, I know, but
Gerardo's.
Gerardo's.
We know exactly what you meant. It is so good. I mean, the chips, the salsa, I love the chili relleno. So good. Shout out to Jerry and his son who's running it now.
By the time you eat it all, you can't have the best thing they have, and it's the apple pie with ice cream on top. Oh, the skillet apple pie. Oh,
so good.
You had that?
It's been a while.
It's good.
I think we had it before, but now you just reminded me of it, and that's what I want now.
It's like I'll have the chips and queso, and then I'm going to skip right to the
skip to dessert. Or just have dessert first.
That's
Make it
right,
an appetizer. Why not? It's an apple.
That's right.
Yeah, it's healthy for you, right?
But Jerry and Chris are great. I've known Jerry a long time.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Favorite coffee shop.
Oh gosh, my daughter works at 7 Brew now, but I didn't drink coffee until a couple of years ago.
Oh, really?
That's a different story for another time. But
now I
like I like a little bit of coffee with my sugar and creamer.
Same.
So
I'm the same way.
You can tell I'm healthy, So, but 7 Brew probably would be my favorite. Now, One Oak is good. I know them. I teach Sunday school with them, so I'll put a shout out to One Oak as well.
Perfect. All right. Favorite life hack. Something that makes your life easier that you can share with us.
Oh goodness. My wife being so awesome.
Oh,
anniversary was last night.
That answer is so sweet. How many years?
26.
Fantastic.
It's easy to remember when you get married in 2000.
That's right. See, we were 99, so we're going on 27.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I love that. And what's the secret to success? 26 years. Tell us what.
Well, they always said don't go to bed mad, and we did that a couple of times. I know, because I just know she falls asleep faster than I do, and I'm hard-headed, but I think you just you always got to make time for yourselves. We've caught ourselves not doing that lately, especially with me in this job and no employees. She made me turn my phone off last night. I said, "Well, don't worry, I'm wanting to turn it off." But I think you got to spend a little time with yourself, especially when you have kids. You got to have that me time and the time together by yourself too.
That's so important.
Yeah,
you're right, because the kids leave at some point. I don't know if y'all know that have young kids. They're going to leave you at some point.
Right.
They're going to go have their own lives.
I'm an empty nester in 6 weeks. I'm ready.
Well, Are you really?
We're
Empty nested? Okay.
We're broke empty nesters. They're both going to out of state college, so and they're going to overlap for a year. So
I understand. I understand well.
But yeah, that definitely, and communicate well.
Yes. Good advice. Good advice. Favorite hype song? The song you're playing in the morning to get you ready. You're walking into a big meeting. What are you playing?
Oh man, back in high school, it was Eye of the Tiger we had, and I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know. I don't know. I listen to a lot of Christian music, and I'm trying to think. There's so many good ones out there, but I usually just turn that channel on. K Love or one of those, or The Message on Sirius. But I don't really have one song that. I'm an old rocker though, so I have a lot of old rock ballads that I like too.
That's
So.
great. That is awesome. All right. Favorite fun fact about you we would not know reading your bio.
Oh man. Well, I like to golf and fish, but I don't have time to do that. Eagle Scout, everybody knows that already probably. Man, that's a tough one.
You're an open book. Everybody knows everything about you.
I think I am. I talk too much. That's why. I tell it all.
Which is great on a podcast, let me tell you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm in podcasting.
Man, I don't know if there's any true secrets. I was a great basketball player when I was younger. I mean, that's odd.
Hey,
not a lot of
that's
people would guess
awesome.
that, seeing me 6'1", 240. Yeah, he wasn't a basketball player.
That's great. You can hoop it up so you can show those youngsters.
Yeah, I used to hoop it. I'd hate to even try to get out there now. But.
I bet it's like riding a bike. You would still have the
I was
follow-through.
the Larry Bird. I wasn't fast, but I could shoot that three-pointer. They actually brought the three-pointer in after I graduated, and so in the All-Star game that I played in that summer, I got to shoot it.
Oh, wow.
The three-pointer, and
awesome.
I made 0.
Oh my goodness.
I made them all week long in practice, and then I got to the All-Star game, and I couldn't hit a bucket.
It happens.
And so I fed the post guy all night long, and the guy from St. Mary's recruited him that day, and I said, "You're welcome, buddy."
Yeah, I'm saying you changed the trajectory of his life. Way
Yeah,
to feed
that's
him.
right. That's right. I helped him out.
Talk about a good assist.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, fun times though.
So tell us, if you were going to give a TED Talk, what would the topic be on? And I want to shout out my niece. She said, "Aunt Krista, you should ask this to your podcast guests sometime.
Oh, wow.
Ask them what they would give a TED Talk on." So this one's for you, Belle.
I haven't watched many of the TED Talks, but I think maybe, I think about respecting other people, just giving respect to people. There's so many people that don't care anything about what others think or feel. I think I would talk a lot about something like that. Now, if I'm fixing something, or doing something, maybe woodworking, I'd give them some woodworking tips. I used to do that with my dad. It's been many years ago.
Sounds good. Okay, so you've got a TED Talk right here. What's your number one woodworking tip?
Always wear gloves when you're working with lumber.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Good. Tell me you didn't learn by experience, did you?
Splinters and yeah, that's always good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing today. Is there anything
Yeah.
in closing that we didn't get to talk about that you really wanted to share with our listeners? You mentioned the clay shoot day, and then whatever else you want to mention.
Yeah, August 28th is our. We were the first, one of the first, if not the first, nonprofit to start a clay shoot when there were no clay shoots, and there was just Windwalker Farms, and the old man, Ralph Kramer. That was out there, and the guy that recruited me into scouting, Roy Loris. We started the first one out there, and it's in its 28th year now.
Great.
And it's when I left scouting for a while, I didn't go to it, and it was 300 or 400 people. Well, now all these others are big, thousands of people go to them, and ours just got 120 people, and it's like, we're going to grow this thing. But we do honor veterans and first responders at that, and they have hero teams that people sponsor that can't come.
That's
and
great.
we fill them with heroes and first responders and veterans. So August 28th, get your team in. We'd love to have you out there at Windwalker August 28th. And I think we were all over the place. I think we probably hit a lot of things that I wanted to hit today.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing today, and thank you for
bet.
pouring back into the youth, because there's nothing better than being able to pour back into children and help them to live their best life and give them those skills. So thank you. And I know that our friends that are listening right now want to support. Let's get his clay shoot back to the thousands.
Yeah.
Let's get it back up there.
At least 300 or 400.
At least 300 or 400. That would be fantastic. You can find them online. They have a website, social media. But the thing is, he really wants everyone everyone to know is that Scouting is alive and well here in West Texas, and you can support it any way you can. That would be fantastic. So, Brad, thank you again for coming on today, for doing what you do, and we wish you continued success. Let's keep growing. Let's grow these future leaders, because it truly does make a difference in our community.
They are our future.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for listening. We can't thank you enough. Please pass this on. If you know a scout, you are a scout, you want a future scout, let us know, because Scouting is alive and well in West Texas. Pass this on to them so they can learn a little bit more about it and how they can become the next Eagle Scout. Let's get those numbers up even higher. I was impressed by 19, but hey, let's dream big. Let's go 35 next year. Why not? Why not? And thank you to our sponsors. Without you, again, we wouldn't have a show. So big thank you, Rig ID Workwear, Thin FR, Midland Cap Company, also Omni Midland Hotel, The Preserve at Midland, the Laughlin Hotel, and joincapclub.com. Thank you. Support local wherever you're at. And again, my appreciation to each and every one of you for listening today. Please like, share, subscribe, and let's keep sharing the good. See this right here? That's right. Good news only. Keep sharing the good that is happening in our community and beyond, because it truly is a special place where we live, and we affect the entire world with what we do here. So that's it. Thank you so much. Don't forget to dream big. It's right there. Dream big, believe, and never give up. You make it a great day.